Ever wonder what life was really like for our prehistoric ancestors? Forget the cartoons of cavemen riding dinosaurs. The reality was a tough, gritty, and fascinating struggle for survival. Let's journey back in time and explore how prehistoric humans lived and died. For most of early human history, we were hunter-gatherers. That means life revolved around finding food. Every day was a new challenge. Men often took on the dangerous task of hunting large game like mammoths, bison, and wild horses. This wasn't just about strength. It required incredible skill, teamwork, and deep knowledge of animal behavior. They used spears, atlatlas, which were spear throwers that added power and distance, and eventually, bows and arrows. A successful hunt meant a feast for the clan, providing not just meat but also hides for clothing and shelter and bones for tools. But hunting was risky and not always successful. The bulk of the daily diet often came from the gathering efforts of women and children. They were the original botanists, with an encyclopedic knowledge of the local environment. They knew which plants were edible, which were medicinal, and which were poisonous. They gathered fruits, nuts, roots, and seeds, ensuring the group had a more stable food source. This balance between hunting and gathering was the key to survival. So where did they live? Not always in caves, actually. Caves were great, offering shelter from the elements and protection from predators, but they weren't always available. Many early humans built their own shelters. These could be simple huts made from mammoth bones and animal skins, or more temporary structures of branches and leaves for groups that were constantly on the move, following the herds they hunted. They lived in small, tight-knit family groups or clans. Community was everything. They shared food, protected each other, and passed down knowledge through generations long before writing was ever invented. How do we know all this? Through archaeology and anthropology. We find their tools, like the beautifully crafted flint spearheads. We find their art, like the breathtaking cave paintings in places like Lascaux, France. These paintings weren't just decorations. They might have been part of hunting rituals, storytelling, or a way to teach younger generations. They show us what was important to them, the animals they hunted, and the world they saw around them. We also find their bones, which tell a powerful story about their lives. And that brings us to how they died. Life was short and brutal. The average life expectancy was probably around 30 years. Many children didn't survive infancy. The dangers were everywhere. A hunting accident, a fall, or a simple infection from a cut could be a death sentence. Tooth decay and abscesses were common and incredibly painful without dentists. And of course, there was the constant threat of predators like cave bears, lions, and saber-toothed cats. Examining their skeletons, we can see evidence of these hardships. Heel fractures show us they were resilient and that their communities cared for the injured. Signs of arthritis tell us about a life of hard physical labor. But we also see evidence of care and compassion. Some skeletons of elderly or disabled individuals show they were looked after for years, long after they could contribute to hunting or gathering. This tells us that even in a world focused on survival, empathy and social bonds were incredibly important. They also had beliefs about the afterlife. We know this because they buried their dead. These weren't just simple disposals of bodies. We found graves where individuals were buried with tools, ornaments made of shells and animal teeth, and even flowers. This suggests they believed in a journey after death, and they wanted their loved ones to be equipped for it. So, the life of a prehistoric human was a constant battle against starvation, disease, and predators. But it was also a life of community, innovation, and art. They were resourceful, intelligent, and deeply connected to their world and to each other. They laid the foundation for everything that came after, and their story is our story. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this journey back in time interesting, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history. See you next time.